With Feather, you can ingest every call status update instantaneously into your system through webhooks. With webhooks, you can build powerful workflows which are real-time on top of Zapier, Make, Anything, or any platform. Let's see how we can leverage webhooks with the Feather platform. So I already have the dashboard open. The thing we'll do is we'll head over to webhooks, and here we get like a bunch of configuration options. The first thing is endpoints. This is where you'll be consuming your webhooks. So let's actually add an endpoint. I have created a mock server online. And if you look at the mocking rules, I've added a mocking rule. So if somebody does a post request to this web server, then it's going to return a 200. So let's add an endpoint, and then we'll subscribe it to both the call start and the call completed events. We do not need to enable endpoint rate limiting, so we can skip all that stuff, and we don't need custom headers. So let's create it. Perfect. So now we have an endpoint configured to receive events. Let's head over to testing. We can actually just do call completed and actually send an example event. This is a way for you to quickly develop and test out your API endpoints that might be consuming this webhooks, or Anything, Zapier, or Make. So let's head over. In this mock server, we actually did get a post and we returned a 200. Perfect. So we just quickly tested receiving a webhook and responding to it. We don't need custom headers, as I mentioned. We do not need to do transformations. Transformations is essentially allowing you to modify the payload of the webhook as you want it and as you see fit. And the last thing here is a signing secret. So this guarantees that whenever you receive a webhook, you can validate that it's coming from Feather. Somebody else is not sending it. Now, when we created a webhook, we selected 2 events. And those 2 events are part of the event catalog. And these 2 events are what Feather emits real time as the call gets started and the call gets completed. So you're welcome to sort of dig in and understand all of these events that we have here, right? We give you full transcripts back, we give you post-call analysis, and a bunch of other metadata. The other stuff we have is called logs. So whenever we emit these webhooks, we log them here. So it's a good way for you to sanity check, hey, here, did Feather even emit those logs, and what the content of those logs was. So call.completed 229, this was pretty much the one we did a test right now. And this is from a previous call I had done. So if I click and open this, you can see the full payload. And so this is all data, again, real time, that your system can act upon in any way it sees fit. The last thing is activity, which is pretty much telling that, hey, how many deliveries have we done on these endpoints, which were successful and failed. So again, to summarize, we have an endpoint, we subscribe it to to different types of event categories. We have logs, we can configure the payload, transfer them, add rate limiting, and the endpoints can be anything out in the internet, be your Zapier, Make, and Anything, or your custom endpoint. We also don't need one endpoint. We can have multiple endpoints, subscribe to different sorts of events, using transformations to route specific types of webhooks to different endpoints. So now you can start building very complex routing of ingesting your webhooks. So yeah, that's a quick overview of webhooks. And then obviously we can also come in and set all this up for you, guide you guys here if you're looking to ingest real-time data from the Feather system. Perfect. Let us know if you need to set up a 10-minute walkthrough, and we're right here. Thanks.